Hi, I'm Pastor Sami, and I'm so glad you decided to join me again for another special message about this week's Gospel reading. This week, we have another reading from Mark, in the 6th chapter. You might remember we heard a story a couple weeks ago about how Jesus sent out his disciples 2 by 2, and they couldn't take anything with them except the clothes that they were wearing, no extra food, no extra money, nothing. They could only take what they had. And now the disciples, they've come back and they have all these stories that they want to tell Jesus. But Jesus also knows that they are tired, they need rest, and they need a good meal to recharge their bodies. And Jesus tries to get that for them. He tries to take them from the crowds that are following them, city to city to city. He tries to take them across the sea to a new town. But even when they land there, the crowds are there waiting for them and they get no chance to rest and recharge at all. I want to read you a little bit that tells you what it's like, how these crowds are when they find the disciples. It says, "And wherever they went, into villages or cities or farms, they laid the sick in the marketplaces. They begged him that they might even touch the fringe of his cloak, and all who touched it were healed." Now I hear that story and I can't help but think about the woman who was bleeding, and she reached out in a huge crowd and touched Jesus's cloak, and she was healed, and Jesus felt the power leave his body somehow. I wonder if the people had heard about that story and so they knew that they could try that too, or if it's just something people naturally wanted to do and they trusted that Jesus might heal them if only they could touch the fringe of his cloak. Incredible to think about. Jesus having so much power and such a reputation that these crowds would follow him wherever they went. Have you ever been in a big crowd like that, where there's someone famous you really want to meet and there's this big crowd or a line and you get in it and you hope that you might be able to take a glimpse of the person or even get your picture, get a selfie with them? I remember what it was like when I was young and I went to Disney World, and I was so excited to get to meet my favorite characters like Cinderella and Minnie Mouse and Mickey Mouse, and the crowds to see them were so big, and I remember feeling so excited when I finally got to have my turn and get my picture taken with them and get an autograph in my book. I loved to do that, and it felt so special to be able to be there with these characters that were just so famous and so special to me. It told me all these stories and opened my imagination. Well, just imagine what it would have been like for people to know that Jesus was coming to their town, and Jesus was so famous. People knew that he could heal. They knew that he was a wise teacher. They knew that he could cast out demons like nobody else could. And they knew that he held hope for them. However they needed, either in the story of a new kingdom that was different than the world they were living in, or healing from their diseases, or healing for their family. They wanted to be close to Jesus for the hope that he brought them. I hope that we can bring that kind of hope to other people. We don't have Jesus right here that we can make a big crowd around him and listen to what he has to say, but we have the scriptures and we have our own lives that we can live, that we can share the good news of Jesus' love and forgiveness for the whole world, the things that we say and the things that we do, the places we're willing to go. I wonder how you might share that word of hope with the people you meet this week. And of course, we look forward with hope to one day seeing Jesus face to face for ourselves. Oh, we hold on to that hope so tightly, and that is our faith. Well, thanks for joining me. I'll see you again next time. Have a good